Hey, I'm Cade, and this is Cade Made, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I refinished this wood patio furniture from Crate & Barrel. It's teak. It was very grayed out from being on the beach and in the salty air for a very long time. I actually power washed it twice, one last fall and one time this spring, and this is kind of how it looked. And then this is how it's going to look. So I'm going to show you this whole process. It first starts off with sanding. I initially began with very too light of a grit, maybe a 150 grit, and it just wasn't enough. So I pumped that up and I got a 60 grit sandpaper on this little mouse, which really helped with the initial sanding. The mouse is very maneuverable, so I was able to get into all of the nooks and crannies. As you can see, I really have no problem getting right up on that furniture to get it right, and the difference is amazing even after the first sanding. So I continued on a little bit in fast forward, and then I finished each piece with a 120 to 150 grit. It just varied between the products I was using because I did switch sanders, which involved using different sandpapers throughout the process. But this wood is teak, and it's very hard. So it took me a long time to actually penetrate through those initial layers, and there was a lot of sediment and otherwise in the wood, so getting everything off of the surface was really important, and it did take quite a while. I would say I devoted about 10 hours to sanding all of the pieces of furniture. Note when you're using the mouse sander and the initial sanding with the 60 grit sandpaper is that you can really kind of work with the grooves, especially because this is outdoor furniture. It doesn't have to be absolutely surface perfect. You can, there's a little bit of room for flaws considering it's going to be out in the weather, so no big deal there. But I did go out and get myself a little treat, this RYOBI random orbital sander, which ended up making the final couple of pieces really easy to sand. I really like this new sander, and plus it's battery powered for the batteries that I use with all of my other tools, so it's kind of a really good upgrade. I liked having no cords in my way. The final sanding, look at that. You can just see that those fine particles coming out of that. That's really great. You like to see that. And then you're going to want to remove all of the dust. I use the blower sometimes. It makes me feel powerful, but yeah, you're going to remove the dust with either the blower or something, and then wipe it off with a microfiber towel or a jersey knit or a piece of cloth. Pretty much anything will do. You don't want any particles unnecessarily on the wood before you start to oil it. And then with this oil treatment, I'm using, again, which you probably saw in the potting shed video, this PENOFIN penetrating oil finish, which is fabulous, and you will very soon see why I say so. You can use gloves. That's probably good when you're using chemicals. I sometimes forget to put them back on, but look at this. Check it out. Oof. Look. Oof. It's looking good. I'm brushing it on, and then I like to give it a little bit of a wipe so you get all of the excess oil off of there, and then you're kind of rubbing that in further, but brushing it on tends to get it in the grain and in the direction you want firstly, and it gets you also in the, again, nooks and crannies and the crevice. Give it a good wipe, and goodness, each part of this just sort of revealed itself. And I love seeing wood grain. All of the different grains of wood have such different things. Now at the bottom of this chair that you're looking at, that's what it looked like before I power washed it. And I didn't really do the bottom, but it doesn't really matter. But that's kind of how it looked, and it's such a vast improvement, I can't even tell you. My friend, hey Joni, I hope she's happy when she gets this back, because I'll definitely put another coat of PENOFIN on it before I return it to her or when she requests it. But it's definitely fabulous furniture, and I'm really excited about how it turned out. So here you are. You can actually use the same process with any patio furniture, whether it's made of oak or treated, some sort of treated pine. It's basically the same process, but you're definitely going to want to use as fine of a grit as necessary. Don't get into those 225, 220 grits. It's too fine for outdoor furniture. You're just going to want to get it so the surface quality feels nice underneath your hand. And this is how it turned out. And I'm actually really freaked out about it. It looks very, very cool. I pulled out a couple cushions for the back cushions, but otherwise I just cleaned up the cushions that came with it and potted a little succulent plant. And there's Mr. Fargo. He loves it too. And that's how the teak furniture turned out. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you all soon. Take care. Bye.